All right, guys. We've got Maganatha to kick things off. SERRAL in the top left side of Maestros of the game. We are at the LAN portion of the tournament, which means the cameras are actually looking absolutely pristine. And you can see there, SERRAL focused as ever. Beautiful live event, by the way, for those watching on YouTube. Oh my gosh, you guys really have missed an amazing intro. Hero down here in the bottom right side, recently signing for SKT1 and opening with an early forge. He's going to start with a cannon contain. Amazing venue, by the way, guys. We've had a rap show from Funka and Coca, two of the French commentators who are running this, the Comeback TV legends they are. SERRAL's about to find out about this cannon rush, but there is already, look at this recess cannon rush, guys. He's been studying. This is an old school cannon rush. Now, usually against this, you can sometimes defend the hatchery. Will he be able to in this scenario? I do not know. He can definitely cancel that first cannon. Well, maybe not. With two probes to defend, he actually can't, because the probes will just keep on fighting you. Now, the question is, does he need to build another pylon hero here to get this closer? He cancels the back cannon. He's doing it efficiently. Ladies and gentlemen, you do not understand. Pro gamers do not do efficient cannon rushes. That is crazy that he canceled the back cannon. It's the correct move. The reason it's crazy is it's good. And I am not used to pro gamers doing good cannon rushes. Usually when they cannon rush, it is one of the most half-baked things you'll ever see. This is legit good. Wow. Okay, so we've got two queens coming out. There is a roach warren on the way. He's going to break out, but I don't think he can save the hatchery. Now, the trick here for Hero is he's gone double gas, so he does need to... Oh, he gets the drone. Nicely done. He cancels that back cannon because it wasn't in range of the hatchery anyway. Actually, he's only got one cannon in range of the hatchery. This is the problem. Oh, man. I don't know if he kills this hatchery in time, guys. Oh, no. I'm not sure. I mean, there will be a Stargate before Nexus follow-up, which means he's going to have a very quick Oracle. You could potentially get a Void Ray as well to clean up Overlords, which is really good in these low economy situations. It looks like with the Zealot and the Probe helping out, that hatchery will go down indeed. Okay, I was a bit worried that one cannon might not have the DPS needed, but as you can see, really well done. And that hatchery is absolutely going to get toasted. Really well played here by Hero, who's going to go Stargate, Adept, and he's going to start a Nexus. Guys, did you see a lair begin on that hatchery as it died, or was that just the death animation? I think I might be imagining things. Sorry, I'm just kind of glancing around my setup here, and I think it was just the death animation. Twitch chat has confirmed. Oh, he goes for the creep tumor snipe, sacrifices a Zealot for it. Not the worst play. I wouldn't say the best value. This Zealot is going to try and fight with these cannons, but I think it's time to just give it up. At this point, SERRAL will inevitably break out, and he will be able to build a hatchery, but Nexus is going to be up faster for Hero. Hero's up 5 probes, and Hero has a Stargate already finished. This is brilliant for Hero, as long as he builds a Nexus and an Oracle right now and stops screwing around. There we go. Okay, Nexus is on the way. Remember, this is still current patch, guys. PTR, of course, does not apply for this tournament, which means energy recharge is still absolutely fantastic. Now, guys, I am commentating off a live feed and will be for this final top 4 LAN portion of the tournament, as are all the other non-French commentators, which means we may get some lag. We may get some, issues in terms of the feed. I do have a backup feed as well. Hopefully that doesn't affect us, but just please bear with me if that's the case. It is outside of my control for the most part. And likewise, if I'm talking about stuff and you're wondering, why am I not showing it? That is the reason why. I'm not going to mention this in every cast from now on. Just want to mention it here in this first one. So at least most people who are watching the videos in order on the YouTube channel as well will understand kind of what's going on. So it is Void Ray first. I do think that's a pretty good choice here for picking off the Overlord. There's only one mineral line, so you're not really going to get in with an Oracle and find big pickoffs, whereas a Void Ray can kind of roam and just pick off creep tumors and go around and all that sort of stuff. Interesting, guys. SERRAL thought about going for a third base, but he sent the drone back, and he's actually just going to go very quick lair. I think he realized he can't defend the third base from an early Void Ray Oracle, which makes a lot of sense. Okay. Yeah, I'll often just cast off the minimap and the production tab, guys. Just keep that in mind if you're wondering how I'm talking about things that aren't on screen being shown. All right, second Oracle's on the way. +1 weapons as well. Oracle's going to grab a few drones. Oh, transfuse! He double transfuses! He just saved 2 drones! He only lost 1! SERRAL, you sick puffy. And he's going to go Nidus! Oh, he's Nidus all-inning! Oh, that's not what you'd expect, but he might see it. Oh my god, if Hero was so close to seeing it there. if Hero goes in and sees that Nidus, that's big. But right now, he cannot let the Nidus get up in his main. If it's on his natural, I think he can hold it. Problem is, there's a lot of gas income. And, like, Ravages. Oh, he's seen the Nidus! But I don't know if he clicked it, guys. I know he technically saw that, but I don't know if he saw it because he's still probing. Like, we should be seeing cannons going up like crazy, and he should be scouring his side of the map for Nidus Swimps. Yeah, he didn't see it. Either he didn't see it or he's incompetent. I don't think Hero's incompetent. As much as I criticize his play, yeah, he doesn't realize that's a Nidus, guys. He thinks it's like a Hydra Den or something. Now he sees it with the Oracles on the minimap. He's heading home, but he hasn't started any cannons. If he'd started those cannons, they'd be ready. I don't think they're going to be ready now. He's trying to make Blink, but he doesn't have many gateways. Oh, I think Serral might be able to get him. This is such a good opening for Hero. But because he's now having to play a very technical defensive game, and that's not really his forte, that might be an issue. But he gets a Queen. Can he get a Ravager? Not quite. Okay, he's got 3 Oracles and a Void Ray. It's almost enough to overwhelm 4 Queens. If he could get some damage on those Queens, that could be good. Stalkers. Oh, they get a Ravager. Almost, but no Transfuse is amazing. Some of those Biles, I think, did miss there. Shield Batteries and Cannons trying to get up here. The Stalkers, Void Rays, and Oracles trying to defend. Hero, he had such an excellent start. It's a desperate all-in for Serral. And you can see those Oracles, the way they're veering in and out. He's chasing away the units, but he can't stand and swing with those Queens just yet. And once that Spore Crawler's up, those Queens will be even more well-established. But the Stalker count grows, and with the Shield Battery as well, he gets rid of 2 of the Ravagers. Can he get rid of another one? That's 3 Ravagers down. Yes, the batteries are falling to bile, but he gets a 4th Ravager. Shutting this down is Hero with the Stalker Micro. Excellent play for Hero. He dodges the biles. Void Ray is going to get back as well with the Shield Battery healing. The Stalkers are owning it. The Oracles are going to come forward. Yes, the Spores are ready, though. The Oracles need to pull out. He just needs to get rid of the Oracles. It's a pure Stalker defense. Those Oracles need to survive for the follow-up to make sure there's no transition for Serral. Batteries are going down. Blink's almost there. 2 more gateways coming in. He starts an armor upgrade. Hero just clicking buttons right now. I mean, it's not a bad upgrade. It's cheap. It's quick. But always fun. You can tell he's kind of like, oh gosh, frantically do things. I don't have a lot of production. He's got to repower that gateway up front. He goes forward. Pretty damn good Blink Micro, I must say. Stalkers dodging those biles excellently. I love that backup pylon there. 2 more gateways building in the main. Serral knows he can't break him. Hero is going to win game 1 in style. Nice drink victory sit there, and you can see the audience. You guys, I'm gonna leave all this in the YouTube video because I mean, come on, you're gonna get a feeling for this event. The players walked out through that whole crowd there. These are our lovely commentators organizing it, and I'll probably cut it here since that's not me face, and we'll go to game 2. All right, guys, going into game 2. And Serral looked very concerned after game 1. Hero's in the top left, Serral in the bottom right, and of course you can see Hero came across with an early probe but was unable to block the hatchery. And I imagine we're going to see Serral immune to Cannon Rush for the rest of the series. On the other hand, I don't know if Protoss players ever really try it more than once in a series at pro level. Yeah, seeing Hero teamless there for a little bit out of contract was interesting. We always knew it would be a good team that picked him up, but I don't think any of us foresaw SKT1 picking up another StarCraft player. It's pretty cool. I read some people say it was for EWC. Yeah, well, that's it. Even Dot was saying to me, she's like, oh, do they know something we don't know? Does that mean there's going to be EWC next year or something like that? Like, why pick him up exactly? Don't know. I mean, I think Hero's an awesome player and a pretty cool name, so no idea, but good choice. So this is the classic opening, guys. This is the old +2 Immortal Archon timing. No, I have no idea what this is. That's a very early forge into 3 gate. I think it's just a heavy upgrade gateway build. He lets a Ling in to scout everything though. Oh, he goes Stalker first to deny scout and just leaves his door open. Every single time someone opens Stalker first against Serral, this happens. I kid you not. Every time someone opens Stalker first to deny a sneaky build against Serral, he just walks a Zergling into their base. And they go, didn't expect that. And I'm like, I swear there are things that happen when you're as intimidating as Serral that don't work for anyone else. I don't think any other Zerg consistently gets that Zergling in, but Serral does every time because players are like overthinking things sometimes. Now he's going to go for a Stargate. I think this is basically Hero pivoting because he's being scouted, guys, but I don't think it makes sense. We're in Hero kind of half-baked territory right now. He's going to hallucinate a Warp Prism and send it out to try and kind of trick SERRAL a little bit. It's going to be really obvious that's a fake Prism if SERRAL has his thinking hat on. SERRAL right now searching for proxies. He's confused about what's happening in this game. There are some Adepts moving across with that fake Warp Prism, which is kind of a hilarious move. Very quick third base for Hero. SERRAL's going Ravagerling. 8 Roaches and Zerglings are in the way. He's just going to go for a Queen Walk all in. He's saying, look, you're doing something fancy with Forge. I don't know what it is. You know what simplifies this whole situation? If I just go effing kill you. He's literally taking his strategy out of a Day 9 daily from 2011. And I'm all here for it. This is something that Dark taught us many times. Dark would never die to these fancy builds, whereas a lot of European, more defensive Zergs would. SERRAL needs to go, though. He can't just keep sitting here. He's got to go. If he goes, he literally just wins the game. Hero has no army. He's making upgrades on the Forge, Twilight for upgrades, and he's making multiple Oracles. And now Baneling Nest is on the way. Whoa, okay. I think SERRAL might actually be overthinking it. Don't get me wrong, he could still maybe just go kill Hero. But I think if he just went with Mass Roachling, I don't think Hero has enough raw material on the board to stop it. As it is, though, we're on 38 workers, down 12 workers. SERRAL's got to go. He realizes that he's on a timer, and he is going to start to move out. If he can sneak around the map, this will be massive. You can see there's vision in the Watchtower in the middle. That doesn't cover this left lane, and the Oracles are trying to hide. Hero is so focused on surprising SERRAL, he's forgot that SERRAL knows how to play like Dark, and that is a very good way to play. Just chill. It's just one of those things. Just oh, you know what? You're doing something weird. I'm just going to kill you. Make a ton of Roachling and go. This is how Dark won thousands of games against Protoss players. He never died to these cheeky build orders because they're so fancy. And what are those upgrades going to give you for 2 Adepts and a Stalker? Not very much. That third base is going to get toasted. Can the Oracles defend is the real question. 3 Oracles are here. 4th one is being built. These probes need to evacuate. If he doesn't lose all the probes, maybe it's recoverable, but he's losing so many probes on that base. Lost an Oracle to Corrosive Bile as well. Ravagers are going to go down. Does he? Another double Bile. My gosh, he's lost so many of these Oracles and so much damage on them to those Corrosive Biles. Oh my gosh, no! He gets a double shot! Hero! Hero and getting hit by unnecessary Corrosive Biles. Name a more iconic duo. I'll wait. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, gosh. I mean, I think he was in a pretty bad spot either way because SERRAL's droning very hard. But that takes this from a bad position for Hero to a very, very bad. Because remember, SERRAL's only got 4 queens at home. He's barely on 3 bases and 50 drones. If you've got 3-4 Oracles counterattacking now or hunting down this Ravagerling, that's good. Now he's just going to die because he doesn't have any air superiority anymore. That's crazy. It's a lot of Ravagers. And they can kind of overwhelm everything here. SERRAL wants to bust the door. He will bust that door down now. The Oracle, God, no, the Oracle goes down. I'm sorry, guys. Somebody needs to go and check if SERRAL is Dark wearing a mask. Did they fly Dark in secretly when he had a weekend off his military service? Did he say like, oh, my kid's sick, can I get leave for a few days? And did they get a photorealistic SERRAL mask that he could wear to this event? Because I haven't seen someone land this many Corrosive Piles on Protoss flying units since Dark was around. That was freaking awesome. For SERRAL, very bad for Hero, of course. But yeah, I think Hero, the moment the Zergling came in, this game was not over, but it was completely off the rails. And Hero, I was really curious to see what he would do to recover. I think he went way too fancy. And, you know, he's got 1-1, but he had almost no gateway units. It's so many different things he was going for. He was focusing so much on surprise, and you don't always need to surprise SERRAL. You really don't. Like, SERRAL's very good, but sometimes players focus so much on surprising him that they don't quite have the fundamentals there. So I think Hero's a bit too far behind in this game, but we'll see what he can do to try and at least stress SERRAL out a little bit. Must have missed the same thing. SERRAL doing it to Hero's Void Rays? Yeah. The Hero Void Rays, obviously, from EWC last year, 2024, was one of the funniest moments. It was, I think it was 6 Void Rays, guys? It was like something like 6 Void Rays dying to Corrosive Bile. And the funny thing is, SERRAL didn't aim the corrosive bile at the Void Ray. He aimed it at his shield battery, and then the Void Rays just flew over the shield battery in a clump and all died. He like stacked them on top of the shield battery. It was so unfortunate. That was a game as well where there was a lot of opportunity with the build order. That was another fancy game. I feel like it's these fancy games Hero plays where he goes for the full surprise tactics, where sometimes the Ravagerling gets the better of him. But right now, SERRAL just has the numbers. I don't care how much of a wizard you are, Hero. You cannot change the fact that that's a big chunk of Banelings and Roaches, and you've only got some Zealots. Force fields try to come in. The Archons will join the front, as will that 2 Immortals on the right side. Hero, unfortunately, his left side Zealots get cleaned by the Banelings, and then they go for the worker line. Oh, delicious finish for SERRAL. And for anyone else, they'd be fist bumping. They'd look a bit more confident. I will say SERRAL looks a bit less stressed. I think for SERRAL, it's not about going, yes, I feel good and dominant now. It's just, he's always stressed when he plays StarCraft, but when he wins and gets going, all it does is reduce the stress closer to like parity. I don't think SERRAL ever goes to the side of being self-satisfied or happy with himself. I think he kind of just says, hey, I'm a bit less stressed now. I'm in control of this series a little bit more. And I think that's the secret to SERRAL's like never-ending will to work hard at the game, is he will basically just keep on grinding because he is never satisfied with where he's at. All right, guys, going on to the next map. This looks like it's going to be Persephone. Very cool to have some map intros again. Saw some moopies on the side of the map there. We saw some boosty zones, some lovely teleporters. And we get back over to the top left to introduce SERRAL, who does an extractor trick at the start, does build an Overlord after, which means it's a standard opening, not a 15 hatch 15 pool. And this is going to be really interesting to see what he brings out. SERRAL for Basilisk. The venom of the Basilisk. It's also, isn't the Basilisk the one that petrifies you if you look at it right? I remember my first time encountering Basilisks in a D&D style game. Not a fun experience. Whole party got petrified, had to load a save. Anyways, down here in the bottom left side for SKT1, it is Hero. My man. Isn't that Medusa? Yeah, I think Medusa is where they got the inspiration for the Basilisk attack in Dungeons and Dragons style games. The cockatrice as well. They all petrify. Is that how you say it, by the way? Cockatrice, cockatrice. I never knew how to say that one, but I always thought the name was kind of funny because it had cock in it. And I am a small child at heart who basically is perpetually stuck as a 9-year-old boy who's just found out naughty words and uses them to abundance. Pig is a save scammer. I mean, I don't know if you guys know about playing old RPGs, guys. You're going to get literal progression locked if you don't. Also, they were quite hard. Dude, trying to do that start to finish like it's an arcade game. Oh, my Lord. To be fair, it would turn it into you'd get more value out of the game because you'd be like, this is a 4,000 hour game to finish, you know? You just have to start from the start again. I really want to see Protoss playing Mass Void Ray soon. If they fix the Void Ray behavior, I don't know if they got that into this upcoming patch or not, but there's a bug with the way Void Rays move where they don't really behave in a very smooth or intuitive way, which I know Heaven has been beating the drum about for a while, but apparently it's very hard to fix, so I don't really know. I think that's one issue, combined with the fact that, you know, it is obviously just a very pricey unit with some... Great damage against armored, but its big weakness is when prismatic alignment's not there, it's weak. And even when prismatic alignment is there, it still only helps it against armored units. So you've got a unit that is amazing against armored units sometimes. It's a bit too niche. It feels like the Void Ray. The Void Ray is it's so good at low level 4v4 games. I think it's kind of like the Battlecruiser effect in those 4v4 games where it's just like, it's really easy to macro and make a blob of these units and they ignore terrain and then just fly around and find things to pick off. When there's 4 players to choose from, there's always someone who doesn't have enough anti-air. I think that's why they're so good in those low-level team games. But stats-wise, they're pretty garbage for their cost. Pull back. All right. Does try to go back. Now, this is interesting, guys, because Persephone is a rather large map. Oh, good healing shrine usage by Hero. He's got a quick third as well. He's done that nice one-gate wall off, very budget taking of the third base. And I think with an Adept there and a choke point, another one coming home, one in the natural wall, he should be okay. Yeah, this is really solid. I like players one-gate expanding to a third against SERRAL. SERRAL, he will sometimes build a big pack of lings, so this is risky sending your first Oracle across the map. I think next time they end up in this same situation, really good harassment, by the way. Gets two drones for minimal damage. You know, a bit of damage, about 30 hit points off the Oracle, that's okay. But next time they find themselves in a similar scenario, I would like Hero to keep the Oracle back at the third, because SERRAL's very good at varying up his builds. And I guarantee you the next time you're in a very standard macro game here as Hero versus SERRAL, he will build 20 lings, and as your Oracle arrives at his side of the map, those lings will hit your third and cancel it. So you've got to, if you can keep an Oracle above your third pretty much all the time, you'll never lose your third to a little mini ling flood like that, and it just makes you much safer. SERRAL, very good pulls on the drones, but Hero not really hunting for them, unless he goes for the gas. Oh, he's going stasis, I think. Yeah. It just gets one drone, a little bit of mining time, nothing too crazy. Do the healing shrines heal air units on the... What's it called? What map? Torches. The healing shrine heals air units. On this map, there's a air blocker around it. There's actually like a circle on it. I call it the air chastity belt. So it doesn't matter how much those air units want to get in there and heal in those delicious healing shrine vapors or whatever it is. I don't know, magic, psionic energy. It just doesn't let them move into that area. So you'll see it in late game sometimes, like Tempest butting up against that area, not able to move into it. Fourth base in the top right, Forge coming in. Pretty standard Blink build for Hero. Now, it was interesting. I was talking about on we were reviewing their previous series, guys, before this, and I was saying, you know, previously on Maganatha, Hero went 3 base, Blink Storm straight to Tempests off 2 Stargates before taking a 4th, and I really didn't like it. He just died to a Roach Hydra attack. And people were saying, well, he's had his 4th base cancelled so many times. So, you know, isn't this good? And I think that's totally the wrong lesson. This is like where people get themselves in traps as StarCraft players. They go, well, I lost my 4th base, I should stop taking it. If your opponent commits to a big attack and all they do is cancel your 4th base, but nothing else, like, you're totally fine. As long as you're building more Stalkers, more Storms, more energy, and your opponent's committing enough resources to lair tech, that puts you in a really good position long term. So canceling your 4th and then instantly rebuilding it is not that big of an issue, but rushing Skytoss is bad, and that's why I like that Hero's being a bit more assertive here. Getting right up in here. Stasis traps on the high ground to fall back on. Does take out a Roach. One Queen very low. Didn't quite focus fire it just yet, and of course he's going to be blinking back to that low ground. One of those Stalkers did get trapped there. Oh, Adept's going to shade in on the right side. Hello, ladies and gentlefolk. Can he shift-click enough of those drones down to be worth it? 4 drones, 5 drones, not bad. Gets 5 drones. I think he didn't lose any Stalkers. Yeah, that's good trading. And he's going Templar Archives and 3 more gateways behind it. This is just like a very high skill style. This is not a, I'm going to surprise you with one big monkey attack. He does need to take a 4th base behind this Hero just to round this out, but he's already rushing Fleet Beacon again. I feel like he was trying to counter Fast Hive, and he died to a Roach Hydra attack. This time, you see that quick infestation. SERRAL is going to go Fast Hive, which is what you want to run into, but he's going to try and recall, but he's already link surrounded. 3 Stalkers go down. Honestly, that's the best that possibly could have gone for Hero. Only 3 Stalkers. Could have been much worse. Great flank for SERRAL. SERRAL's going to go Hive, but he's going to find a Hero who already has Tempest out well before his Lurkers arrive. That's really good for Hero. Hero also takes this 4th base on the left side. This is the scenario that Hero is looking for last time they played on Maganatha. What? Hero, what is this? Oh, Hero leaves his door wide open. I get it's a trap, guys. It's totally on purpose. It's definitely not. But if the Oracles get on top of the Lings, that could be okay. Oh, is he going to lose his 4th? That's not a lot of Roaches. Losing the 4th here would be absolutely tragic. Ling Roach in the main only killed 2 probes. His 4th just got cancelled. Oh, so unnecessary. Sorry, guys. If I sound frustrated, it's because, you know, we all know that mistake for Hero. Nothing in the wall. If he had something in the wall, it would have bought a few more seconds. Would have really slowed down SERRAL getting in there. Bought him time to either warp in more units or warp in a sentry to block it. But of course, he didn't do it. And it is what it is. Now, SERRAL, interestingly, is getting 2 Infestors, guys. I think this is to try and catch these Blink Stalkers. And potentially also, just to hold them in place for the lurkers, could use Microbial Shroud later on to defend against Tempest attacks if he wants to just lurker shove through them, which could also be very effective. Serral's on 87 workers, Hero only on 69. If Hero had a 4th base finish, he could get up to 75, 80 workers, be very competitive with Serral. But as it is, we are looking at a Mothership very early, but no Tempests. It was just a Fleet Beacon into Mothership. Okay. Okay, he wants to just do the recall in the main, I think. I think we're going to see that rally down the left side of the map, that Mothership. If he flies it through the middle, that's a bit crazy. So I think he'll... Oh, he might just push north. No, there we go. Mothership diverted to the left. So he's going to try and get the Mothership in the main, but look, there's a drop or an Overseer on that left side, which is going to spot it, I think. Maybe? Sorry, guys. I don't have the camera control, as you guys know. But if he can get in the main... Oh, he's going to get in there. Oh, he's going to get in there. But there are Spore Crawlers and Creep Tree. Remember, this is how SERRAL lost a Classic at Dallas. And you know SERRAL does not make the same mistake twice, or at least very rarely. He's going to get up there. Fungal lands on the Mothership. Not on anything else, though. Time Warp is amazing. Fungal does land on top of that whole army. Mothership trying to fight this. The Stalkers and the Storms trying to do really well. The Stasis Trap blocking a lot of units on that ramp. Mothership does go down to the Spore Crawlers, though, which is a very big snipe. The Oracles, I believe, have all died now. And you can see those lurkers there derping about on that ramp. Storm does go down on them, but the Transfusers are pretty good. Zealots on the right side coming in as well. 7-9 drones going down. Dude, pushing up a ramp. This is not the way Zerg wants to fight into Protoss. Dude, I said SERRAL doesn't make the same mistake twice. But I mean, is it even a mistake? It's just a good move on this map where it's so easy to get that Mothership in the main. But Hero's army's starting to go down. He's taking big losses now. Hero, he's taking very big losses with this army. Unfortunately, his economy is getting hit on the right side. That archery goes down. It's 4 base Protoss, saves 1 Archon and 5 Stalkers in the main. He's got a few Zealots on that right side, but perfectly placed Spine Crawler there for the distraction. You can see those Zealots bugging out as they try to go after it. Similar supply for both sides, but Hero has successfully put SERRAL back in a dodgy position. Problem, he never got the Hive, guys. Didn't get the Hive snipe. He's now going second Stargate, Mothership rebuild. 78 workers to 76 as these Zealots get chased down the right side of the map. I think this should be, if this was Hero versus any other Zerg, I'd say they're maybe dead in the water. Because it's SERRAL, he has an aura of invincibility. His late game is better. He is more able to recover and reset from almost any situation. A lot of players can play a decent macro game in this matchup, but if anything goes wrong in the lead up, their chances just massively drop. SERRAL's not like that. He's made of sterner stuff. He's a robust Finnish gentleman. Sorry guys, just have a drink of water. I have a feeling this series is going to be epic. It's a best of 7. And if I don't stop myself, I'm going to get too carried away. I'm going to shout myself out in the first series of the day. And by the time the Clem Rainer Upper Finals next, I'll already be screwed, let alone the Grand Finals. Oh my gosh, that fungal on those Zealots. Dude, if he could have double fungled, that would have been crazy. Uh-oh. These guys are going to get caught. Oh, no escape for them, man. Wow. I don't know if Time Warp was necessary, but that was a bunch of Lurkers and Hydras that just got turned into mincemeat. Zerg patties, man. Extra crispy like some of those delicious smash burgers, you know? Lots of caramelization and just that deep browning. Those little threads of flavor on the sides of those lurkers. Yum, yum. She's going for the main again. Oh, no. He sees it coming, but can he even get there? He's not got many units. Okay, no, there we go. Okay, this time the recall's not going to work, but does that outposition him enough? So maybe Hero can dive the right side. Hero's army is in a blob, guys. That worries me. I mean, I know he doesn't use control groups very much, but that army clearly is just a blob of units that he's just F2ing around. And that is the sort of situation where if he gets jumped on by SERRAL, I don't know. There we go. Okay, so now he's split his units up. You see, now he's organized. Now it's not as scary, but when you see him moving them around in a big blob, if he gets jumped on by SERRAL, like SERRAL engages when he's not expecting it, that's where you could see Hero really mess up his army control in a big way. Feedback on the Viper's nice. Great Storms to zone. Very good Storms on the Hydraling. Great play there for Hero. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying, you know, they get so angry. People who've never played Bronze, they're like, what do you mean it's great? I'm just saying it's very effective. Like, stop saying it like it's hard to do. And like, you guys need to stop whining. You need to understand, if you guys ever complain about people, casters saying good storms or great storms, you need to, you're whining, stop it. Stop it. I know I met many people in real life as well. Everyone, you guys are like, no, you can't say it's a good, it's very good. Hero's wrecking SERRAL right now. Is he though? Ooh, good lurker set up on that left side. Really good setup. Has there been a Spire built yet? I don't think one started, guys, without Corruptors. I think SERRAL might just be too far behind the curve. I don't think you can do this with just Hydra, Lurker, Viper, unless he messes up his feedbacks, and he's been pretty good on feedback so far. Here we go, Lurker, Hydra shoving south, Tempests. Ooh, okay, very nice. Good Tempest micro for now, but dude, if any Vipers come out, like, you gotta recall these sooner rather than later. You're in a boosty zone. What are you doing, Hero? There's nowhere to go. You should have already recalled. Oh my gosh. Okay, he's losing to. Why is he not running? Okay, now he moves south, but that means his army aggroes into Lurkers. All the Tempers go down. Hero! Why? Why? What was that? Oh, there's Lurkers on the left side distracting him. I thought the moment he got pushed to the low ground, he would immediately either recall or run to the corner or something like that. But he just hung around. Like, that ledge, you can't abuse like a normal ledge because there's speed zones everywhere. Combined with the lunge ability of the Hydras can just always get on top of you. And that's something I think he just seemed to forget there. I've seen so many players mess up engagements on the right side of this map because those speed zones aren't a super common feature. And I think they just forget how good those speed zones are for units that normally are a lower range and need to close the distance. It's so much easier to close the distance when you're in those speed zones. Archon, Mothership, Immortal coming forward, Tempest as well. SERRAL is very hard to put on the ground. Now, I got to explain to you guys, if the Zerg does not have a pack of Corruptors out at this point and they're starting to add those air upgrades, they are so dead. This is SERRAL though, so he's making it competitive. But remember, he was way behind in units lost for like 10 minutes before that last big fight where he got the Tempest. He's still got a bit of catching up to do. Yes, he has some Corruptors coming out now, but no upgrades for them just yet. Not that Corruptors are the most important, or upgrades for the Corruptors are the most important, unless you're facing carriers. Against Tempests, doesn't really matter too much. If SERRAL didn't catch the Tempest army, he would be very dead right now. Oh, he just got the Nidus, which means some of those units won't escape. Hero's building Void Rays. Ladies and gentlemen, Hero has opted to press the I would like to lose button. This is essentially you being up 5 pieces in chess and just knocking your friggin' king over and saying, I resign, I'm hungry. I don't know why you'd build Void Rays right now. He's far enough ahead. He might be able to make it work. They can beat Corruptors, but they're incredibly weak to Hydras. They're weak to Infestors. They're weak to Vipers. They're weak to most of what is on the Zerg field right now. And they're a very expensive and relatively supply-heavy unit as well. So Void Ray is definitely a bit of an odd choice. I think they're 3 supply each for a Void Ray. He's really got to stop building those voids, man. Garbage unit. If he has a few, I think a few voids in a maxed army is never bad. And in the old days, we used to say it was actually optimal. The problem is, usually people are so busy microing on other things, they forget to even turn on prismatic alignment. And they tend to eat parasitic bomb and eat fungals. Right now, the advantage is SERRAL has no spellcasters. SERRAL actually ate some big feedbacks earlier in the game. And he's just stopped rebuilding spellcasters. This is what we refer to as chucking a Rainer, guys. It's where rather than winning with finished precision, you try to win with Italian me smash keyboard. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Corruptor flank comes in. Oh, I think he maybe could have dived. There's not too many Archons there. This is a good fight for Hero. This is a really good area for Hero to just chip. And he can just click the hatchery. Nice. Get some Overseers as well. They're cheap. They're not cheap. Those Overseers are expensive units. Each one costing 50 gas and 150 minerals. That adds up very quickly. Chat says Void Rays are actually 4 supply. What a garbage unit. Are they actually 4 supply, guys? Is that for real? There's so not worth it. What a trash unit. I mean, they're very expensive. Is the Void Ray the scout of StarCraft 2, guys? I think it might be. For those who don't know, the scout in StarCraft 1, it cost almost as much as a carrier. And it did almost as much as damage as one interceptor out of a carrier against ground. It was the very definition of no value for your money. I do like the Scout, and they did buff it in Remastered to try and make it actually a bit more viable. All right. Serral's still not building spellcasters. Man, I understand Serral is usually much more technical than Hero in late game. I just don't see him being able to I don't see Serral winning without spellcasters. I don't think Hero can mess up bad enough. Hey, they've mic'd up the crowd, guys. I just heard some French people cheering. That's pretty cool. They got some chants going in the audience. All right. Ooh, lots of cannons to secure the 6th base in the bottom right. Hero does kind of need that one. Serral's adding melee upgrades. Not sure if he has adrenal glands just yet. Now, basically your goal as Protoss, guys, you want to chip away with the Tempests, and then as the Zerg tries to close the distance, you drop Storms, and you kind of fall back with the Tempest moving and shooting while your Archons and Templars start to engage. Oh, we've got to be careful about walking into Lurkers, but I think with the Cloaking Field, and only 3 Lurkers, he busts through, just loses a few shields, nothing else. Got to be careful about going too deep, though. Hydra Lurkinitis, one of Serral's best moves. Oh! Parasitic Bomb comes in, but so does Massive Time Warp Storm combo. The Observers and the Void Rays take a ton of damage from that Parasitic Bomb, but a lot of those units are still alive. Another Storm is really big on those Corruptors. The Observers are getting focused down. Meanwhile, 32 probes have gone down on the other side of the map. That is crazy. A lot of the probes that were long-distance mining to the bottom right, as well as on that base, went down. Oh, here we go. Motherships and Tempest fighting. The Corruptors are so low. Serral is going to tap out. He's got no bank left. And even though he was wrecking Hero's economy, he just could not win the fight on the front. You can tell, though, Hero had to work for it. He's a bit stressed out. He's going to have a much-deserved drink of Coke. Guys, I like the passion on this guy. Look at this bloke. He's like, yeah, let's get drunk. And meanwhile, this guy's like, ugh, yucky Protoss under my fingernails. Ugh, look, some of Hero's blood. Yucky, yucky. I'll need to get a rabies shot after this tournament. Make sure I don't contract Protoss brain. Ugh. All right, guys. Here we go. Hero on the bottom right side of Golden Wall. Apologies if me kettle's making a bit of noise. Getting some warm water ready to keep my my voice good, as it's going to be a long day of casting. 3 best of 7s, or 4 best of 7s with a potential best of 3 at the end of all that as well. Yeah, hopefully that kettle noise isn't too bad in the background. I do apologize for that, guys. Gold base first for Serral, though. This is awesome. This tournament had Gresvin in it. It had Golden Wall. I'm not sure what other old maps. It might just have been those 2. But I love it. Golden Wall's such a fun and creative map. And interestingly, Hero is playing a bit more normal, whereas it's Serral who's kind of risking things. I don't think you need to play risky as Hero. The problem is Hero's wall doesn't make sense with his strategy. If Hero's going to wall out the backside and take the 3rd down there, he should have done a full wall on the front, but he's got a pylon in the wall, which means a full wall, he could still add an extra gateway behind it later. I'm not sure how it lines up. I need to get another shot of the wall off. But you can see he's going to open this up and take the 3rd down the bottom, which is fine. Oh, there's also Sandworm in this map pool as well, guys. There's a potential best of 3. If the lower bracket player wins the grand finals best of 7, it activates another best of 3 to decide the winner of the tournament. So we might have Clem Serral at the end of the tournament, and Serral wins 4-3, but then it activates a final best of 3 to decide the winner. So we could have 10 maps between like Serral and Clem or something like that for the finals. It's possible. Could be one of the most epic ones ever. So one of the best things you can do to deny the gold minerals, guys, is harass from this backside. So you see the Adept's going to shade in here and go after these gold minerals. And that's the main reason why you don't have to play too crazy. You don't have to be too worried about the gold, because the gold is a problem. You know, these drones are exposed to both Oracles and Adepts. And already you're losing mining time without Hero having to deviate his build order at all. And that's useful. Now, Serral's already sent a few drones to the right side because he's mining open the mineral patch in the middle of the map. Once again, sorry I don't have a shot of this. There we go. See, he's opened a patch there on the bottom left of our screen. So those Lings, when Ling Speed's done, they can run around there and surround those Adepts, allowing Serral to get back to mining. So one drone goes down. Ooh, very nice play here by Hero, but I don't think he realizes he's about to get surrounded. And this is going to be a really good move for SERRAL. He goes in with the Lings and the Adept Shade right next to each other. They try to snap recalls. SERRAL will get one of them by the focus fire. Great recall there, I think, for Hero to secure that position. Yeah, for those who don't know, Golden Wall is a fantastic map, guys. Very popular in about 2021. We had a lot of fun games in 2021. Estrella had some bangers on this map. Dream and Estrella on this map. Casters Civil War, I think it was, at one of those tournaments. Oh, amazing. I would have picked Estrella for that tournament, but Fear Dragon was such a silly guy. He picked Estrella as his first pick. And I was like, come on, man. Like, he's like, who do I pick? SERRAL, Clem, Rainer, Hero? He's like, I want 2021 Estrella. And I was like, Fear Dragon. Why you pick only... He picked only Protoss players as well. They all facepalmed. They were all like, oh my gosh, please don't pick me, Fear Dragon. They're like, it's not good to have an all Protoss team, man. Anyways, 4 drones do get taken out. That's a really good amount of damage, but the gold minerals are helping. So I think SERRAL can kind of absorb these little bits of damage, but he's got to get on top of it. Oh, he's trying to move a Spore Crawler behind the mineral line. But right now he's just going to block the choke point. That actually blocks the shade. Guys, that blocks the shade from going through the middle because it's a building, right? Oh, he gets another drone. There's not enough Lings for the surround. That's the problem SERRAL's having right now. He needs a lot more Lings. He's a little supply blocked right now. He's losing a lot of drones. Oh, 3 drones going down. Adept Shade to the right side, but Ling's going to get us around. No recall this time. The Oracle's too far away to protect. That's a good, juicy pickup. It feels like Hero keeps getting more economic damage than SERRAL would like, but then SERRAL cleans up the Adepts and gets back in control. So I think he should be okay as long as he can defend that choke point into his main. Hero should deflect these, but the Oracles are being kept back a bit longer. 9 more drones on the way. Blink's just started. Quite a delayed blink. Not like the latest of all time, but definitely not a fast blink. SERRAL's really late on his lair as well. So it's like both sides are going to, have time to kind of gear up to the next step because they're both delayed due to all the fighting that's happening so far. 1 Oracle goes down. Luckily, he doesn't lose the next, and he actually gets the Queen, which is a very good pickoff. SERRAL wants to play a Hydralisk Baneling. If he knows about this, I think Colossus would be great. Can he read into it? I mean, if he knows about melee, that'd be good, but he doesn't know about it because the upgrade's not finished yet. So you can click on the enemy units to check their upgrades. You could also see the Evo chamber, but it's hidden in the back of SERRAL's main base. Both of those important pieces of information for Hero to gather. Otherwise, he's just going to be going Blink, pretty straightforward stuff. I imagine he's probably going to take the gold base on the reverse side just for the minerals on his 4th. It's kind of a bummer because Protoss does really like the gas on their 4th base. A lot more than, say, a Zerg player who usually only really needs the minerals for quite a bit. Actually, no, Zerg needs the gas as well. Like, even right now, Zerg's stuck on 1 gas less than they otherwise would be. Stalkers and Oracles together, going to push back this creep spread. Oh, SERRAL's doing a really good job of trying to fight out here. But I think with a... Oh, I was going to say with a Blink, it could help out. Oh my gosh, this is so good for SERRAL. He gets every single Stalker. I didn't realize Blink wasn't done. My brain malfunctioned for the first 5 seconds of the fight. I realized Blink wasn't quite ready. SERRAL gets a massive surround, and that swings this game massively in SERRAL's favor. The big problem for SERRAL is that his economy is still way below Hero, which is why the supply doesn't look that crazy. But that isn't, like, if we got units lost tab, you kill 8 Stalkers, guys, wow. It is like 1,500 resources down the drain. He maybe lost 500 minerals of Zerglings only for that, and a fantastic trade, probably 3-1. Chat says, good thing Stalkers are cheap. How you doing, Acheron? That's a Grandmaster Protoss player who knows all about losing 6 Blink Stalkers and knowing the game is basically over. You're like, oh, gosh. Those cost so much money to replace, man. Oh, that Stalker. Hero tries to get fancy, but isn't quite able to clog that with just a single Stalker. You can see he's thinking about blinking to the other side of the minerals here, really abusing that the Blink and Oracle's mobility on this map is so powerful. But I think SERRAL's done such a good job of staying ahead of him. He's got Lings on the other side of the map that are just running in circles, distracting him. He's always threatening the surrounds. But you can see here, Hydra Link comes, and those Stalkers are probably going to blink to that north side. Oh, the Oracle's flying to the Hydras, though. One of them goes down. Stalkers end up blinking south. Oracles need to save those Stalkers, or at least kill as many Zerglings as they can, which they'll do. More Stalkers kind of rallying into their deaths. Oh, Hero's in so much trouble, and Hydra's coming out to spell disaster. Because he's lost so many units. The units lost tab, I swear they got to show it, man. Serral's been down on workers, but dumpstering Hero this entire game. And it's obviously the gold-based momentum helped, but it's the +1 melee, it's the positioning, and it is the surrounds. SERRAL doing such a good job of taking the greedy gold base, but dominating the defense of that base. He's also got +1 melee and +1 range. SERRAL is warmed up, he is rizzed up, he is ready to go. And these Stalkers, can they defend the Banelings? Gonna get a few okay hits in the middle of those Stalkers. But it's the Hydraling once they close, that's when the Stalkers just crumble. Stasis traps only freezing a few Zerglings, not enough energy. Because those Oracles have just been turning their lasers on non-stop. Banelings find the worker line. Boom, boom, baby. Boom, boom, baby. Bunch of probes do fall. Banelings rolling into Stalkers. Fourth base goes down, and SERRAL way too clean this game. I think Hero had real opportunities in this one, but yeah, you know, those Adepts getting surrounded, that hurt. But then the Stalkers, it was the first Stalker attack, and it's one of those things, we've all done that. Okay, Blink's almost done, let's move out. And then you lose all your Stalkers just before Blink finishes. So unfortunate. From then on, it was really hard to recover. Great play by SERRAL to find all those engagements. Gets another Oracle there as well. Hydraling's going to cascade forwards. It is an absolute waterfall of Zerg. GG, well played. He's going to tie up the series 2-2. Hero looked frustrated on that minicam. SERRAL, as always, looks pensive, thoughtful, kind of calmly thinking about what to do. Hero is bringing up his build order list. He's like, oh, what was the build I was going to do in the next game? Is that an image? Is he looking at a picture? I swear that looked like he was looking at a picture. Does he have pictures for his build orders? I swear Hero is the kind of guy, right? Like, it kind of fits with Hero. You can imagine other people have, like, their build order notes. He just has, like, pictures of all the Protoss units on his phone. He's scrolling through. He's like, Zealot, Oracle, High Templar. Nah, this one, High Templar. Let's do the High Templar build. GG. Nice game from SERRAL. I really hope Hero wins another game, because I do think he's the underdog, and I wanted to put the pressure back on SERRAL in this series. All right, guys, going into game 5. SERRAL in the bottom right. You can see, once again, Hero goes for a gate scout. He's paranoid. Ever since SERRAL got that 12-pool drone pool win on him in the last series 2 weeks ago in this tournament, he's a bit too paranoid. I'd like to see him playing a bit greedy. Just because SERRAL did a 12-pool one time doesn't mean you should never not scout. You should still mix in the no scout build. Just do it at a slightly lower percentage. The funny thing is, and I've talked about this a lot, this is how metagaming works. For months, Hero's been getting away with not scouting, like 60% of his games, 70% of his games against SERRAL. SERRAL does one all-in after like dozens and dozens and dozens of games. Hero should still be willing to take gambles. You can't let SERRAL take a risk of an aggressive build one game, have it pay off, and then you just never play greedy in the opening ever again. That's letting SERRAL win. Not only that, you're also doing a gate scout, which is the worst opening in my opinion for Protoss. I think you got to send that probe across the start and block the hatchery, or you want to try and skip that entirely. And I still would love to see Hero play those odds. So, you know, it's a 2-2 series. I don't think SERRAL's risking going for a 12-pool in this series at all. I don't think he's going to do it again for weeks, to be honest, maybe months. Stalker going after the Overlord there. It's going to push it back. Stargate's already been spotted. And the fact the Overlord's in the back means the Stalker can't get to it, even if an Oracle spots the high ground. Ling confirms that the Stargate didn't get cancelled. All right, I'm thinking about strategies right now, guys. For some reason, there's two Stalkers walking across the map. I think he is looking for an Overlord snipe, but I think SERRAL's started pulling it back. Oh, he only pulled it back a little bit. Ling speed's about to be finished, though. This is so risky being out here, but Overlord's a juicy target. He should go for the Overlord. He should go for the Overlord. It's worth it. It's right there. it's for the taking. He gets it, but Serral's micro is good, and a Stalker does go down. Have you noticed the mod they're playing on is bugged, or their graphic settings, guys, where some units are disappearing when they die? That's the second time I've seen a Stalker just disappear. So, Eon Blue, I don't know if you can contact, like, Roddy or, like, the French guys or something, but I think they have a setting turned off. I could be wrong. I don't know. No, don't worry, Eon Blue. It's not a new... If anyone here is part of the French production team or knows how to get in touch with them, I'm just like... do you guys know what this setting is? Can you guys... Everyone watching in the stream, pay attention. When units die, tell me where the death... Are the death animations working? Are Zealots and Adepts making sparks when they die? I just saw a Zergling body slide, so I think it's mostly working. Is it just Stalkers? Because look at that. The Zerglings seem to die. I think the physics is still turned on. I think there's a niche setting. I can't remember what it is. I think it's one of those settings I turned off once to play a mod and forgot to turn back on for a few weeks, and it breaks certain death animations, I believe. I'm not sure which setting it is. Yeah, there's a Tempest die as well with no animation. Hopefully they sort that out. Obviously, they're in a live venue, so I don't know how to get word to them there. Actually, I'll just let them know in the Discord. You guys remind me after this game. I'll let them know, because at least one of them should be keeping an eye on it, at least occasionally. All right, Adepts are shading in. This is good distraction. Now he's going to get even more mining time and 2 drones at least. Here we go. Drones actually go for a bit of a fight there. Serral's drones not to be messed with. 4 drones do go down, make it 5. He's going to shade into that natural. Can he get a 6th one down there? No, he cannot. Good pullback on that final drone for Serral. 11 more drones are coming in. Lair's almost finished. It's a pretty early Lair. It's tempting to go Spire here, Serral. You shut down the Adepts. You've got a quick Lair. But you think he's just going to go fast Hydras? Ooh, Roach speed starts. Drop a Lord. Okay, he's going to ferry some Zerglings into the main. Okay. Sorry about the alarms, guys. The sirens. Sorry, it's right outside my window. Oh, gets a drone. Not bad. 3 drones in total, man. Roach speed +1. Serral's finally ahead in workers, but only now after a long amount of work for that. He's going to slide a Ling drop in the main. Meanwhile, Hero's up to 5 gases. Forge is on the way. I do think Hero is kind of like, oh, I don't have Storm. I better get that soon. I think Hero's done a good job in this series of focusing on a lot of Stalkers, Oracles, and Storm. And being aggressive with it, that should hold him up well here, because Serral's going to go all in on Mass Roach. He's going to go all in on Mass Roach almost certainly. So I think you need to be ready for that. Great reaction for Hero. Cancels the 4th. Gets a Stalker warp in to defend the Zerglings. Will it be enough, though? Looks like 1 Stalker died while warping in. One of them got very heavily damaged. And those Lings might find another Stalker. Serral's micro is so good. I think he got another Stalker on the other side of the map. Meanwhile, though, these guys into the main base. It's a lot of Stalkers in here, man. And going up a ramp never feels good into this. He goes up there, but oh, the Stalker was on top of it, so Serral couldn't click on it. He had to quickly pull back. Great pullback for Serral to avoid getting his Roaches frozen. Any other player there, he was trying to focus the stasis trap, but he couldn't click on it because the Stalker was on top of it. So he had to run away, and he did it at the last second. Very good save there for Serral. Here comes the Roach all in, guys. Mass Roach still on the way. Burrowing Claws, Tunneling Claws. Sorry, Burrow, Tunneling Claws. Does Hero realize what sort of game he's in? I mean, he should. He's seen nothing but Roaches, and he's killed the 4th base. If he kills another 4th base, he should know nothing but Stalkers and High Templar with Storm. You just need to survive. That is your whole goal. Serral desperately trying to defend this base. He's not going to be able to. The Zealots are like, yeah, that's fine. We don't care. We'll sacrifice ourselves. Stalkers take out the base. Serral is going to run home. Got a bunch of, I think, Roaches in the top right. Coming in on the natural right now. Here we go. Oh, it is a big pack of Roaches. Recall should be good against that. He recalls, but there's also Roaches on that bottom side, which means they're going to come in. They will find a free Stalker and a free 4th base. Serral's been pretty good with these 1-2 punches. Keep in mind, Serral's only on 63 drones and 3 bases. Denying a 4th base is not enough. But Hero, he's F2ing back to the front. And the Roaches have hidden in the main base. Tunneling Claws is about to be ready. Oh, he's got to get the Oracle back there. He's got to revelate these. He's like, wait, where are you? Where'd you go? He revelates in the wrong spot. He doesn't catch any of them. The cannons aren't ready in the natural. There's one ready in the main. The roaches are hiding in this base. I don't think he has a robo, guys. So all he's got is energy recharge and revelation to defend, which is okay, but he's got to defend the front at the same time. And for an F2 god, that's going to be really difficult. Oh, look at this. So much roach lane coming in. At the same time, the roaches are unburrowing inside the main base. Hero's having to blink forward to try and reinforce this base, but the Stalkers and the Mineral Line are toasted. These probes probably need to run away. The Oracles are helping out, though. Those Oracles are getting amazing value. I think those Oracles really saved the day on that one, doing so much damage to those roaches. There's a few in the natural as well, but the fact there's a cannon there is really good. Not to mention this roach. Yeah, it's starting to pick off these probes, but it's taken a little while, and it will get cleaned up. Remember, Serral's economy sucks. He's trying to go Roach Hydra Zergling, +2 range, Groove Spines, but he's doing it all off 60 drones. He's going to build an infestation. I mean, Serral, I'm looking at his face. I know it's very small on the screen. You guys can probably barely see it with the double encoding. It's hard for me to make out his expression even, but yeah, I think he looks pretty focused. And he is going to start droning, so he's just going to drag this out and play the long game, which is what he kind of defaults to in PvZ often. He doesn't like being completely all in. He gets aggressive, but he almost always transitions behind it, even here in a position where his economy does feel very weak. Ivan Lurkaden are on the way. Robo's coming down for Protoss. Fourth base finally gets rebuilt. I think Protoss is generally a bit happier to sit on 3 base for longer. The scary thing is, yeah, you got Storm now, but with, like right now, I think Protoss army's better. But Serral's got his army in many different areas. Coming in from this right side, most of the Protoss army's in the bottom left. And not only that, but the Lurkitech's coming in behind. So if he can keep Protoss occupied here, this could be very effective. Okay. All right. Lots of cool stuff going on here, guys. Let's see what can happen. Storms do going down on those roaches. Okay. All right. Hello. Stalkers trying to blink around. High Templar doing what they can. Roach is the main, just shooting away. Fourth base gets denied. Hero's supply is starting to drop, but he's still got a lot of Storm and Stalkers, and he chases down so much army on this right side. I think he might go for a counter roll in. Serral is just massing Roach Hydra, trying to get ready. He knows if he can defend this attack, he's probably in a good spot. He's clearing probes on the third. Dude, Hero's economy is getting wiped right now. 19, 20 probes going down. Hero is forced to get in here. He has to force an engagement. He has to force something to decide this game in the next few seconds. And he's going to land some pretty damn good storms to start. He does pull back, though. He's out of storms now. The Stalker blinks have been excellent. Drones are off the line. Hero needs to kill at least 20 drones, probably 40, to really get himself back in this economically, but he's not able to. His third is getting wrecked. There's roaches inside his natural. Serral using his multitasking and his ability to just kind of pick Hero apart, knowing that Hero is not going to be able to deal with it. 2 more High Templar coming forward, 1 Immortal, a big pack of Stalkers. Hero is super all in. A single Lurker, a pack of Roaches and Hydras trying to hold the line. The High Templar don't quite have Storm just yet. They're going to have to fall back. The Lurker does amazing damage. Serral, with a Roach Hydra scrapped together, manages to survive. Normal Zergs do not survive these games. They do not get back in dominant positions. Yes, the Storms go down, but Serral walks right through it. Now he tries to start a set back, letting those Lurkers do some big work on the Stalkers. The Archons go down, and Serral at triple the supply. A masterclass with those Roaches, dude. The Roaches getting in, burrowing in the main, and then wasting so much of Hero's time and attention. Absolute masterclass. And he just couldn't establish a fourth base. That fourth base in the bottom left as well, it can be very good, but it leaves your natural wide open. You're always a little open to aggression on this map, but I am really not a big fan of that bottom left fourth base, specifically for that reason. Like, it looks good if you're pushing the Zerg base in the bottom left, you're controlling the watchtower, and, you're dictating where the fights happen. But the moment Zerg gets behind you and breaches your natural, suddenly you're so far away from defending that. Yeah, now SERRAL just resets, guys. Hive's almost done. He did cancel it before, so because he needed the money. He's now rebuilt it. Overlord speed, 5th base, hanging on 64 drones because he knows Hero's economy is so small that he's outscaling by enough. He just needs to get the lurker range, get the tech up. Hydras come forward, push back these guys. Observer does escape before the Overseer arrives, at least. Is SERRAL proving Lair Lurkers are good as well? Lair Lurkers have been amazing at non-pro level for a long time. Because non-pros do this thing where they walk into them like dumbasses. And Hero was desperately all in, so he kind of had to do that. You know, it's not like he was doing it because he's dumb. He just did a bad spot. Now, he's had to build cannons multiple across his bases, but Roach is always going to find a spot in there and distract you anyway. And Hero, of course, just hanging out. I think this game, the Stalker harassment, denying both 4th bases was very good, but Hero just didn't quite have the map vision to see those Roaches come in. And what was it, 12 Roaches, guys? It wasn't that many. Something like 12, running in the natural, killing a cannon, running in the main, forcing the recall, and then burrowing. You know, you force the Protoss to use his once in every 2 minutes reposition ability, and he doesn't even get to clean them up with it. It was a really nice move, and the fact that the Oracles got in the main a little bit late, revelated the wrong spot, I think was huge. High Templar getting surrounded. Oh, it's a sandwich. And yes, you eat some bad storms, but it's worth eating bad storms to get that sort of surround on a very small Protoss army. Hero gets smashed down, and SERRAL looking thoroughly unimpressed. All right, guys, we've got SERRAL in the top right, Hero in the bottom left, and Hero is going to go for a Gate Gas Nexus Core, very standard opening. Once again, probe scouting. Hero is playing so safe. I feel like if he could just get a few more seconds off his opening by not going for the probe harassment, it would be better. But he's a bit traumatized, I think, by that 12 pool. Doesn't want to take the risk. Do you get any itches to play yourself, Pig, or no? No, not really. I don't really like playing away from home for StarCraft 2. I think if I brought a bigger mouse pad, I would, but I've only brought my really tiny mouse pad. And I tried playing on the table. I'm just too lazy to get a new mouse pad. But we've got things to cast, and I'm mostly on holiday anyway at the moment, guys. So been exploring, been staying in Manchester for a few weeks. We've been around the Peaks District. We drove around Scotland for a few days when we first got to the UK, which was beautiful. Going to go up to the Lakes District in a few days, explore some of the neighboring places. So it's been really nice. Just driving around the UK, having a good time, watching some football, getting surprisingly good weather the whole time we're here as well. And then we'll be going home in not too long as things start to get colder in early October, and things will be getting piping hot in Australia by that time. So it'll be our time to nope out, as we have very little interest in experiencing the Northern Hemisphere winter. It's a bit more brutal than the Australian winter. Though, to be fair, it's very interesting because in Australia we build houses to vent air out, to let the heat out. So it's quite good in summer, terrible in winter. Even though our winters are very mild, it's way worse inside than it is in actual places where they're used to the cold. Likewise, it only needs to be mildly warm here, and it's oppressively hot inside apartments and stuff because they just don't have enough airflow, which is an alien problem to an Australian because we're like, what do you mean the heat gets stuck in the apartment or the house? This is crazy. This is very different. But obviously places built for different purposes. Speaking of building for different purposes, that is not a third Nexus or a Twilight Council. That is a fleet beacon, ladies and gentlemen. We are witnessing a 2-star gate opening from Hero. I would imagine it's a 2-star Tempest. Pretty short map. Gonna get across there very quickly. Good shuffle on the Stalker. Really good shuffle, but oh, he does let the Lings in. Oh, and he didn't build a second Oracle. I mean, the Adept shading past is buying a lot of time. That's still about 10 Lings getting in here for SERRAL. And that means he's going to scout everything that's going on. Wow, is he though? Is he though? If he doesn't run up that ramp, he doesn't run up the ramp. Hero, he only loses 4 pro. Oh, it doesn't matter because it got scouted before by the Overlord, right? Never mind. It has been scouted. SERRAL is a bit late back onto gas though, guys. It's past 4.5 minutes. He hasn't started the lair. He desperately needs a lair. So if you don't have a lair started yet, you have to go Roachling to defend this, I believe. I actually think his lair's too slow. So I think Serral's best option here, he doesn't have a Roach Warren started either. His best option would be to build 10 Roaches, mass sling, go around the side of the map, and basically just shove Hero's natural once the Tempests are about halfway across the map. And that will force the Tempests home, and it'll defend the Tempests, because Queens and Spores will not buy you much time against Tempests. I mean, to be fair, Hero famously has mismicroed his Tempests and lost them to Spores and Tempests, Spores and Queens playing against Serral back on Crimson Court. That was the map which ended with the Void Rays getting Corrosive Biled. But you can't rely on that as Serral. He's going to try and cut off these Tempests from getting to this top dead space area. They will get there. Queen's going to get a few hits, but once he's behind the mineral line, those drones are easy pickoffs. Good Spore Crawl at his own. It's going to buy a bit of time. These Tempests need to rally a bit better. You can see Serral's getting ready with a Ling counter. He wants to make sure there's no third base. He'd love Hero to build a third base behind this so he can cancel it. He's going to try and poke with the Lings in the natural. Will they get in? Tempest, Oracle coming forward. Queen taking big damage. Drones having to pull away. That Spire has just started. It's down in the natural, guys. It is in the back of the natural, so it's in a good spot. But like I said, you want to be attacking with Roach Ling right now to force the Tempest home. That lair was way too late. Serral was not fast enough to get back on gas. Nice transfusers go down to buy time, but like, he's got to be careful. Okay, the Tempest do take a few more hits than they probably should have. But here we go. Tempest trying to get in there, ignoring the Overlord. The Overlord's such a low-value kill for its hit points. They're like, no, we want more value, but he clicks a Queen and then looks away. Hero is the only player who will literally target a Queen and then move his screen elsewhere. He does it again and flies over the Spore Crawler. Hero, this is 101 of Tempest Micro. He keeps flying over the Spore, clicking on a Queen. He's just crazy. Somehow none of them have died. Hero, he's got them all deep in the orange, though. He's breaking all the rules with these Tempests. Will it pay off or not? He does get the spawning pool down. Hero has to find a way to stay a little bit calm in the midst of this chaos. There's Corruptors coming out. The Tempests are doing good damage. The Adepts are here. Dude, the Adepts are here. The Zerglings and Roaches aren't quite on top of them. These Adepts need to cancel the Shade, though. Good cancel on that Shade. And he's going to be able to take out this third hatchery. There is a fourth hatchery on the right side. The drones are transferring. Hatchery will go down, but an Oracle going down there. Great Queen snipe for Serral. Adepts shading into the natural. They're going to pick off some drones. Serral's only on 60 workers. He just built a round. Of course, a few of those will be going down very quickly. And these Adepts shading into the main. But the Tempests are all going to fall if he doesn't recall. And pretty quick recall, but does lose one of those Tempests. Dude, non-glaive Adepts doing so well. These are just regular Adepts, guys. But, of course, Serral has his hands busy because he just did not have those Corruptors out early enough. So those Tempests caused so much damage. He bought... honestly, it's amazing that Serral survived as well as he did. But now we've got Void Rays building against Corruptors, and that is always a little dicey. As I said, Shades of Crimson Court, where Hero got great damage with Tempest, but he lost a bunch of them unnecessarily. Game got weird. He went heavy Void Ray. I don't think Hero's ever going to build Mass Void Ray again. Just the trauma of that game is etched into his soul. He's been branded with a do not build Void Rays warning tattoo, you know. If Hero was like Memento, right across the guy in Memento, the main character, right across his chest, there'd be a big tattoo that says, do not build Void Rays. They threw my EWC run 2024. Do not trust their lies. No gases on his third, no fourth base. Is Hero just going to go Blink, Stalker, Tempest push? This is actually, it can be a very good push. The thing is, Serral's planning his own Mass Roach Ravager, Corruptor Ling push. He's rebuilding a spawning pool because he forgot. He's trying to swap to Zerglings. What's happened, guys? Serral wanted to swap to Zerglings and go for a push. He's realized he can't rally Zerglings because his spawning pool died. So he's just started rebuilding it, and now he's in a bit of an awkward position where he's got to wait. So he built a few more drones. He's made Overlord speed. Oh, the Corruptor wee-wee. Nice. He's going to get a Nexus snipe. He's going to put Hero back to 2 base. Oh, damn, dude. And for just one Corruptor? That's crazy. Oh, no. Good Stalker. If he focus fires. It's not focus firing. Not focus firing. I mean, he's going to keep chasing those Corruptors, though. Oh, look if he catches them. Guys, is he going to catch the Corruptors? I mean, he's going to force Serral to run up here and fight. This is going to get weird. Hero, blinking back his Stalkers. Walks back into Corrosive. No, he does dodge it. Good dodges. But now that feint there from the roaches allowed the corruptors to escape. Great move for SERRAL. Trades a few roaches, lets his corruptors escape. 60 drones against 62. It is Tempest Stalker Sentry against Mass Roach Ravager Ling Corruptor. If Hero knew what was happening, he could take a fourth and just play purely defensive. He's going to go second Robo Bay? Why? What? Disruptors aren't good against Roach Ravager anymore. And there's already Corruptors out to counter Colossus. Wow. Okay, Hero is doing things that are very out there, very different. I mean, you can focus fire the Corruptors with Blink Stalkers. Colossus can still kill Zerglings very well. Could work out really nicely. I'm so curious to see what happens. Chat says Hero plays without a hand on the keyboard. Well, I mean, it's hard. It's hard when you are trying to contain such ridiculous intuition for the game. Oh no! Get out of there! Hero, I promise not to say anything good about you. Sorry guys, whenever I talk about Hero being a god of the game, he always immediately follows it up, usually by like move commanding his army into the enemy army or something, which is... So people think I hate Hero. I have to talk smack on the dumb mistakes that he makes, because if I don't, he will make bigger mistakes, I promise you. He's going to go Disruptors. I mean, they still do a big splash damage, right? They still do good damage. All right, Lings get pushed. Good army split for Hero. I mean, SERRAL's still only on 67 workers, and he's making a Baneling nest, which is the I would like to lose button. They're like, I'm going to add Banelings to my army. I mean, Banelings are never cost efficient, and you're already on a pretty dodgy worker count. Then again, 61 probes to Protoss, nothing to write home about. Natural wall wide open, no spotter on the north side, which means if Lings ever try to run in that north side, which you can see on the minimap, there are Lings up there getting ready. They're going to get right into the main and natural of Hero. If he doesn't have a cannon in his main and natural, he's in big trouble. His army's close by, though, so it is hard to slide those Lings in, but I feel like they're going to do massive damage in the main. Stalkers blink forwards. Apparently, SERRAL hates the cactus as he dropped his corrosive biles on the cactus doodad rather than on the stalkers themselves. He just corrosive biled his own Ravager as well. Guys, SERRAL's panicking. Oh, great Ling surround. Battery trying to heal. Can he save it? Yes, he can. Hero saves it, and he dives and gets a gold base kill. Disruptors can cover his retreat as well. He says, hello, SERRAL. Have you heard about our Lord and Savior, the Disruptor? Here we go. Disruptors gonna go forwards. Good spready and pullback for SERRAL, but SERRAL's trying to play double upgrade Mass, Roach Ravager, Zergling, Baneling. Interesting army comp. Disruptors are going out, not really landing in a big way. Tempest getting jumped on. Great fight. Great fight for SERRAL. Does he have the numbers, though, to make it worth it? Disruptor lands on a couple of roaches. Nothing to write home about. There's so many, though, that they are recharging. Sentry's taking some damage. Great force field. So hard to spread when you're force fielded and you've got Disruptors coming in. Two more balls do come out. Gets himself a queen with one. The other one just kind of forces the Zerg back. I think SERRAL might have to be careful. His Disruptors are recharging, but his reinforcement point is so far away. Good Disruptor shot spread across this Queen Ravager line. It feels like the Queens and Ravagers are about to break, but oh! It's a Corruptor counterattack, and it looks like SERRAL also sniped the fourth base of Hero in the midst of this, but Hero's army on the front will not be stopped. Disruptor Stalker, which we haven't seen it in a while. Neither has SERRAL, I bet, and he's probably scratching his head going, oh, what the hell, man? What is this? I haven't seen this in a hot minute. You can hear the crowd chanting and clapping, excited to see Hero take SERRAL the distance in our opening series of the final day here of the Maestros of the game. And if that isn't a Maestro who just won a video game, then my name's not Pig and I'm not an idiot. All right, guys, going into the next game. It is the final deciding game. SERRAL looking stoic as always. He's in the bottom left of Tokamak. Had to take his third base. He got blocked for the first time in this series. And in the top right side, representing SKT1, it's Hero. Of course, Basilisk for SERRAL as well. I believe some people were saying, is that Showtime in the back of Hero's shot? I don't think it is, but I do see the similarity as well. It does kind of look like Showtime. Dark hair, pale skin, glasses. I guess I'm not that pale, otherwise I'd say we all look the same. I know all nerdy white guys with glasses look the same, but he has a beard as well, which Definitely do not. When I get a beard, it looks like a mangy dog. It don't look good. It's game 7. Last time they played on this map, it wasn't this map, it was Alcyon, guys. Alcyone, a map which was EWC, sorry, not the last time, the last time in a huge tournament back in 2024 EWC. Very similar map to this. Hero got in a really good position. Serral was playing Ultra Queen Hydra, kind of, you know, a bit of a weird army. And Hero decided to attack into that on creep with no immortals. Lost all of his High Templar and Stalkers instantly to the Ultras, and then his air army just got destroyed by... Sorry, it wasn't even a Hydras, it was Ultra Corruptor, and then the Corruptors killed the air army. It was one of the worst moves I've ever seen from Hero, and I've given him a lot of stuff for it. Keep in mind, Hero is consistently one of the weakest top pros against Ultras. He chronically disrespects them. He's often in situations where he could counter them, and he just kind of doesn't. He goes, Ultras are so bad, I don't need to respect these units. And it's gotten him in trouble before. So is it time in Game 7 for SERRAL to bring out Ultras? I doubt it. I don't think SERRAL has enough faith in the Ultra to try that in Game 7. But just drawing that little bit of history there, a little bit of a parallel to a similar map, because I do think that was such a integral game. That combined with the Void Ray game we keep talking about were some of the big ones of why Hero wasn't able to defeat SERRAL in 2024. Could have been Hero meeting Clem in the grand finals rather than the semi-finals of that tournament. Of course, he lost 4-0 to Clem in the semi-finals, so I don't think the result would have been any different to the 5-0 that SERRAL had against Clem. I do think the Hero series was much more competitive in 2024 EWC than the SERRAL series against Clem in the grand finals was just not as close. Clem was just way too dominant. So people are saying, I did adjust the sound. Let me turn that up just a little bit, guys. Sorry, really hard to monitor the volume levels on the fly. I think we can go maybe up there. Big battles, that's going to blossom, though. So I'll keep an eye on that sound level as we go. Oh, this is a good track. Oracle's going to go down that left side. Triple Oracle opening for Hero. One of the big problems you sometimes end up into with 3 Oracles is you're kind of running around turning your lasers on all the time, but then you just don't have energy to actually defend when you need it because they've almost been too active, especially if Lings keep darting in and just forcing you to turn your lasers on. Even with energy recharge. I left Rotterdam's stream to watch Pig instead because Pig was talking more about the game and strategy. You're joking, right? I just spent the last 5 minutes of this game talking about nothing to do with the game, basically. It's going to be a long day. There's going to be moments where we talk strategy and moments where we just shoot the shiz. Okay, nice stasis trap on the left side. But feel free to support Roddy, myself. We're all friends, all of us casters. So we don't really like the fact that we are obviously competing with each other a little bit, but we don't really like that. Dep's going to shade in. Hello. Ooh, okay, nice Evo chamber block. Only losing 1 drone, but it's really hard to surround back here. And those Adepts are going to grab 1 more. Doesn't quite get the extra volley off. Ooh, I'd love another stasis trap there, as the Observer's pointing out. And SERRAL's just too quick, isn't he? Too quick, man. There's 2 more Oracles up on the high ground. The Queen's pushed those back. Hero doesn't really get a lot of damage. He gets a good amount of disruption here. I would say this is good annoyance. He's only lost 2 Adepts. He's denied mining time. None of this is bad, but there's a Hydra Den almost finished. There's an Evo chamber coming up. SERRAL's going to have Hydras out. It's going to be a nice power spike for him with a pack of Hydras on the map. Templar Archives hasn't started. It's 6 minutes 15. It's 6 gases. You've got 300 gas in the bank. Want us to wonder where that Templar Archives is. I think Hero's dawdling on something that he very well could afford. But +1 starts. Blink on the way. Every Stalker he warps in his 50 gas. And you can see his gas count did drop a little bit there. Hero loves to play so aggressive. It kind of slows the pace of the game. He's going charge. Okay, Templar Archives goes down as well. Charge and Storm both. Nice. Killing the 4th hatchery would be massive. Not too much Oracle energy available. He's got to blink back. One Stalker's already gone down. Good little Ling run by just to distract Hero. But with Hydra's now here, what can you really get done? I think staying on the front here is so dangerous for Hero. Because you could get Ling surrounded at any moment. I guess he sees some Hydras around, so he knows there's not like a huge Ling flood. Just feels a little dicey staying on the front here, especially with how well these stasis traps have been getting shot down. Hydra Ling trying to fight it. Serral's going to split off. Does split off. 5 Lings on that stasis. About 10 on the next stasis. Stalker's doing some good starter step. Great blinkies. And great blinkies. Oh, very nice blink micro. But Storm is so far away, and that's a problem. Oh man, he just loses like 5. Okay, like 3 Stalkers go down. Oh man, I don't think Hero has more than 6 gateways as well. So his Stalker count's not that good. His charge is not quite ready. He's like, just give me a few seconds, please. I think this is a bit of an overextension for SERRAL though. That's not that much army, but there we go. There's the Ling reinforce. Units lost tab is in favor of Hero, but only slightly. He starts a 4th base on the left side. It's not ready just yet. Storm is almost there, but guess what? Hive and Lurkaden are on the way. SERRAL's ahead in this game. It's a pretty balanced game in terms of like they're both just doing a good mix of things. It just feels like SERRAL is like maybe 20, 30 seconds ahead in terms of the tech. That being said, he didn't have the gas to start +2 just yet, which means the upgrades are going to even out here. There we go. +2 now starts for SERRAL. Armor begins for Hero. He's been adding that upgrade a fair bit. And Hero needs to get 6 High Templar up and start gathering energy as fast as he can. This is, of course, SKT1 for Hero, guys. Basilisk for SERRAL. I love the teams supporting these players. Basilisk have been supporting SERRAL, Raynor, and Trigger for many years. SKT1. Did Hero play for SKT1 back in the day, guys? I know he played for CJ. CJ Entus, which became... Did that become Jinnah Greenwings? Or am I getting my teams confused? I don't think he ever played for Jinnah. Jinnah was Rogue, Maru, and stuff. Stalker's coming forward. High Templar there as well. A bit of a wild push here. He wanted to get in pre-Lurker, but there's already a Lurker on that south side. It kills 2 Stalkers very quickly. Even though it doesn't have the range upgrade, the Lurker's really good. The High Templar are exposed. High Templar exposed. Oh, he does land a decent Storm, but he's got to get out of here. Those High Templar need to get out. Good defense by SERRAL. SERRAL slaps it down. This Storm timing is something that has killed him multiple times. This has actually taken him out multiple times against Classic, against Hero, against other players. But in this case, with a heavy Hydra army, it's very well set up to defend it. He had a good position. And these Stalkers, Hero! Oh my lord! I feel like Hero's telling his cavalry to charge into the pike formations right now. He's telling his archers to drop their bows and charge into the enemy heavy infantry. It feels like his units just aren't finding the correct engagements. They're not being used the way they need to be being used. The High Templar all go down on the left side. Hero, he can slow this down. He can. He's got 4 bases. He's got 2 Star Tempers, but he just can't be throwing his army away and giving up map control like this. This is going to give SERRAL a brutal counterattack timing. I didn't understand what was going on in this game until the medieval references. Yeah. Well, right now, guys, SERRAL is charging up. He's got his full plate mail on. He's got a Bomby Knocker in hand. And he is ready to just absolutely bludgeon this peasant army. Hero's sending some peasant militia around the left side to try and distract SERRAL. Buy him time to actually build his own heavy cavalry, to build his own kind of armored infantry and whatnot, you know. He's got to get those Tempests out of that mothership. He's got like 6 Stalkers at home. The militia trying to distract on the left side, aka Zealots. They are going to pull back a pack of Hydra Ling. I just don't think he has time to get these Tempests out, man. This is going to be really, really tough. The cannon up front does fall as well. The Americans in the chat are confused. They don't know what a Bomby Knocker is. Brits and Aussies, you guys let them know about the great Bomby Knocker, one of the greatest weapons from the olden days. I do wish we had more Bomby Knocker wielding units in our fantasy games. Warcraft 3, biggest mistake of that game is none of the units had a Bomby Knocker in Warcraft 3, unfortunately. Tempests are trying to fight this. The Storm's going to zone out. Dude, if Hero survives on 3 base, there is still an inkling of hope. But he's got to defend this new base on the left. His 3rd went down. The new 4th is it. He's got to hold. He's got a lot of Zealots, but he's going to go in with the Zealots ahead of the High Templar. He's only got like 1 Storm. The Lurk is shredding. Great Storm on that bottom, but look at how many more Hydras arrive. SERRAL's got money, he's got units for days. High Templar are having to use their auto attacks to clear Zerglings because there's so few units on the board. and those lurkers just smack those High Templar down. The probe line gets shredded. And I feel like SERRAL just did such a good job. That Stalker Storm timing was just a little bit too committed. I'd love to rewind the replay, but I've only got a clean feed, guys, so it is what it is. And we are going to be, I think, looking at SERRAL eliminating her from the tournament. Beat him 4-2 in their previous matchup. It looks like he's going to be able to finish him off 4-3 here. He's adding the things he needs, like the Spire and the +3 upgrade, just to ensure that he's progressing his position, while Hero is, of course, just trying to survive for a few minutes longer. Yeah, a bomby knocker, it's kind of, you know, like a flail, essentially, or like a mace, where you'll have, like, you know the mace where it's like a ball with, like, spikes sticking out of it on the end? You could call that a bomby knocker. Usually, if it's a flail, it has to have the ball with the spikes sticking out, like a morning star. Yeah, basically, yeah, like a cannon, a morning star would usually be a bomby knocker. Anything that you feel like you could just do a bit of bomby knocking on your opponent. You know, you could hit him over the head and cause some sick damage. That's a bomby knocker, all right? Yeah, Crusader weapons in Diablo 3, says Zelaine. Yeah, it's not just like an exact thing like you know, like a scimitar or whatever. It's pretty cool. I think you could call a bomby knocker one with a chain as well, kind of like a flail. Like that could be a bomby knocker as well, but normally it's more of a mace, a morning star type thing. Yeah. Mothership comes forward. I had a big inflatable bomby knocker as a child. It was one of my favorite toys. I hit my brother with it a lot. Hydra Lurk is going to hit the left side. Oh, big storms on these Hydras. The Corruptors aren't quite out yet. He's going to abduct these Tempests. Careful, SERRAL. Careful, mate. This is actually sick damage from Hero. He's on 69 army supply. It doesn't get much more powerful than that, of course. His base is in jeopardy. SERRAL's still just building Hydras. I feel like a round of Corruptors would have been necessary, but I mean the High Templar, I keep thinking that they don't have energy forever, but he's still got 2 Psystorms in there. Those Hydras could focus those High Templar, it'd be nice. The Tempest's doing really well. Mama's in there. Viper's going to come forward, does get shot down by the Mothership. Don't see that every day. Parasitic Bomb on the Mothership because he didn't have anything else to land the spell on. Hydra's come in from all sides, and it looks like SERRAL, with sheer numbers rather than finesse, will finish the day. Mama goes down. Of course, the cries of Freddie Mercury in vain. And he's going to storm his own Tempest. 2 Tempests just died to his own storm. Maybe even 3 there. Nothing like storming 2 Zerglings and getting 2 to 3 of your own Tempests as a bonus kill. I think Hero knows he's done. You can see the frustrated twist of the head. Oh, he's flown all the way to Paris. His wife was so happy he qualified because she wanted an excuse to come to Paris with him. And it looks like it is going to be just a lot of those 2 seeing the sights for the rest of the weekend, while SERRAL goes on to the lower bracket finals. A really fantastic display. Hats off to Hero for bringing him to the edge. I guess Hero could have been a bit greedier in this series. Could have just withdrawn after the first attack didn't work. It stayed on the front, but he threw away too many Stalkers and High Templar, and I think it just made that transition into Tempest impossible. Otherwise, he might have been able to do it. So really fascinating to see where this tournament goes, and we'll see, will SERRAL be able to get revenge against Raynor, or will he be able to overcome Clem? As next up is the upper bracket finals, Raynor versus Clem. Thanks for watching, guys. GG, well played.